As Seth mentioned, my name is Adam Moylan, and I manage and lead the automotive ad sales team here at SamsungAds. And really stoked to be here, as Seth mentioned, sort of a veteran here. I've been here for about 4 years on stage, and hopefully, or I shouldn't say hopefully, each and every single year I feel like we're talking about some new and differentiated stuff. Also want to call out Media Post, not just for the partnership with us, but I think we should all be really grateful for the agenda they put together. There's some really smart stakeholders and thought leaders within our industry that are here today, and I'm just really grateful to be taking part in this. So, without further ado, let's get things kicked off. So as myself and the automotive team were prepping for this engagement, one of the things that we obviously wanted to touch on was some of the disruptors and challenges that are going on in our lovely business. But it also seems like being here for the 4th year in a row, I'm also talking about some challenge each and every single year, whether it be the supply, inflation, consumer demand, and it goes on and on and on. I know I'm making all of us in this room feel really good. But the reality is, for our customers, marketers at the dealership levels, the agencies, and at the OEMs, uncertainty and volatility has absolutely become the new norm. And in my opinion, this uncertainty has really disabled a lot of our marketing customers and media buyers in terms of making big bets. Again, this is really just our opinion. But with that, the volatility that's going on, the media buyers across every layer of our industry, they need scope and visibility into each and every single one of their investments, regardless of channel. It's no longer about reviewing performance and optimizations on a quarter-by-quarter basis or even month-by-month now. It really is focused on a week-by-week as well as a daily basis. So, you're tasked with doing a lot more with less, as it says right here. So what we've been seeing, and again, what we're hearing from our customers, is how do we toggle that balance of getting a very precise, high-valued audience, coupled with making sure that we have scale as well. So it is a very, very tough thing to manage. And then on top of that, how are we getting our efficiencies, whether it be conversion or effective cost per reach? So these are some of the items that we're hearing from our customers, again, whether it be at the client as well as at the agency. So the way that we see our customers approaching all of these particular channels is, I've been up here in the years past talking about who's in streaming, how many minutes is being spent in linear, and where is it going. I was here 4 years ago, and 70% of the audience was in linear, 30% was in streaming, and now it's flipped upside down. But what we're seeing from our customers is no longer this delineation between network, broadcast, and streaming environments. They're viewing the TV screen or the living room as it's all ubiquitous. Everything, regardless of linear or streaming, it is just TV. And with that mind shift in terms of how they're viewing the living room screen investments, what we have seen is an expedited shift into audience-based solutions or audience-based investments. This is nothing new, but what we've been seeing that's been expedited is this is going well beyond just demographic. We are working with a lot of our customers in terms of their first-party data, or a lot of ourselves and partners in the space helping them curate it with our first-party data. So we see that audience truly is the new currency, and regardless of channel, they just want to find the right people as much as they can, especially within premium environments. But then of course, we're all talking about ROI. These principles here, this is really nothing net new, especially when it comes to audience, as well as making sure that their dollars are really being stretched as much as possible. But I would say, again, given the climate, this is how our agency folks are approaching some of the macro and micro conditions that we have within our business. Okay, so the opinion or the point of view that SamsungAds is taking is, what do media partners, whether it be Samsung or the Rokus, our friends over at LG, what do they need to be doing in order to satisfy our customers' needs? So, we know right now what we think is more paramount than ever is scale, okay? Scale has always been needed. I don't want to make it seem like it's something net new, but the reality is, again, given the factors that we're being faced, our marketers or the media partners really need to be lending not just their scale to audience and inventory, but access to our first-party deterministic data. So this is something that we know that the partners really need to be getting much more comfortable with. And then, of course, with all of this scale and first-party data, how are we helping the agency customers in terms of making an impact across every single stage of the campaign? How are we giving them pre-planning insights from an audience, in-market optimizations, as well as understanding what is going on in terms of their investment? And again, whether that be KPIs around conversion, sales conversion, web visitation, as well as effective cost per reach. And then with all of this, what we know the agencies need is taking all of these bells and whistles, all of these assets, and essentially just giving it into the hands of our customers, whether that be the dealership groups or our agency customers and the OEMs. They need open access to all of these systems and software so that they could basically toggle back and forth, and they get that visibility, accessibility, as well as the opportunity to optimize on the fly. Okay? So, that's just a quick view as far as how we see it going on in the automotive world against dealership groups and Tier 2 and everything else. But now is the point of the conversation or the presentation where, of course, I'm going to tell you that we are number one in everything. But the reality is I'm really grateful to be working for a prestigious brand. I think we have the trust and credibility that we are the largest manufacturer of smart TVs globally, but as well as here in the U.S. alone. So when you take a look as far as our ability and the fact that we're monetizing over 70 million TV screens here in the U.S. alone, really what that represents is just over 45 million households. So when you take a look at 45 million households, SamsungAds is representing just over a third of the overall U.S. TV viewing population. So again, when you talk about scale and access to the data that I'm going to get into, we're really making a statistical difference. And I'm really stoked to kind of show you guys some of the what we could call fundamental solutions that we're doing, but stuff that has really advanced over the past 12 months or so. Okay. So, we've talked about, the ubiquitous screen and everything in the living room screen, but when you take a look at how people are accessing their streaming services now, the smart TVs have become the center of the living room. Gone are the days of accessing Netflix via gaming consoles or other connected devices. The reality is the TV manufacturers have become much more intuitive as well as owning the TV experience. So just giving a snapshot of our user interface here, this is the access point to multiple consumer touch points. Obviously, we give you ease of access to streaming services, what's going on in live TV, sports, news, but also access to gaming environments. As gaming is moving to the cloud, the smart TV manufacturers are really having great opportunity to seize that. So again, this is basically the springboard as to how we engage with our customers. And as we talked about providing scale and we're using our data, the media service that we're lending to our customers in terms of how to engage and target or expose these in-market folks is our owned and operated TV service, which we call Samsung TV Plus. So Samsung TV Plus is what the part of the category that we call FAST. So if you guys don't know what FAST is, it is free ad-supported television. And I have no problem bringing the competition into the room. This is a great category that has been giving differentiated audience and premium inventory. We have LG channels, we have the Roku channel, as well as Tubi, so the list goes on and on and on. But we have access to over 70 million TVs. So one of the key differentiators here is the premium nature of our owned and operated TV service. Programmers, content owners, they all need access to distribution. So we're very fortunate to have a portfolio of very premium content as well as program owners. And this service, it is just like watching live TV. It is completely ad supported. It's provided to you right out of the box, and your 15 and 30-second ads shown just like it would be in cable or network. So this is a key pillar of our media services and our offering to our customers. So if there's 3 points that I hope you take away with outside of how we see what's going on in the industry, but 3 topics as to what SamsungAds is offering to help alleviate some of these solutions, is obviously access to our scale and access to all of our data signals, this first-party data. So this is something that obviously has always been a big differentiator for us, but then also how we are lending information to our differentiated audience. So we are working with a lot of our customers that say, hey, I have a high-valued audience that may be in market via Polk for a luxury vehicle, but what we're helping them do is enhance the insights as well as curate these audiences so they make it a little bit more robust and enhanced. And then also what we're doing is, and this has been a focus for the past 6 to 12 months, is giving access to all of this data, scale, and inventory right into the hands of our customers. So this is proprietary software and systems that again, we feel our marketers need in order for them to take advantage of the scale. But as I said before, getting visibility and scope into all of their investments that's going on at once. Okay, so we've talked a lot about audience and what we could do as far as help curating a lot of our customers' high-valued audiences. So when you take a look at our ecosystem here, we are collecting data signals from multiple devices in the living room, as well as deterministic signals, obviously going on within the TV. We know, of course, what you're, in a very opt-in compliant way, we understand what's being viewed in real time, from a creative standpoint, programming, network, whatever the case might be. But we're also understanding additional touch points, obviously location, and how much time is being spent in ad-supported environments versus non-ad-supported environments, as well as gaming signals. And we have started to monetize our mobile empire in terms of understanding app usage and other services or other types of usage that helps us enhance and curate what we could do from an audience-based solution. So when you take a look at that massive ecosystem and everything that we're doing from a data standpoint, we created our very own proprietary software and system. So we have just recently launched over the past couple of months the Audience Advisor. And so when you take a look at the Audience Advisor, what this essentially is a springboard, sort of like the catalyst that helps our customers build everything off to activate against the most efficient campaign. So what we're able to understand is, again, our audience or your audience, who are they, where are they, and what is the reach and scale. And one of the other unique things that we can do is provide insights as to how much you need to invest in order to get that scale that you have determined you need, as well as that frequency as well. So everything is sort of built off of this Audience Advisor tool, and we'll talk about some use cases that we're doing, again, with this proprietary data. Okay, so cascading off of this Audience Advisor tool, one of the, I would say, more popular and most interesting audience segment that we have created, again, a proprietary segment, is what we're calling the streaming segments. So when I take a look and speak with our customers, obviously they're working with all of the major network partners and broadcasts and whatever the case might be, but they're obviously also working with all of the streaming services that these folks own and operate. So whether it be Peacock, Paramount, Tubi, the list goes on and on and on. We feel that you need to be buying these services, but what we're understanding is not just viewership within a linear standpoint, but understanding that AVOD coverage that you're currently getting and then what you're not getting. So when you think about this streaming segment, really what we're able to understand here is how you could get the most effective cost per reach. We have the insights of what you need to do in terms of getting beyond the broadcast apps, like as I was mentioning before, like the Peacocks and the Paramounts. How can Samsung get you reach beyond that ad-supported service? And then as well as within cable, whether that be HBO Max and the things of that nature. So when you take a look at some of the insights we're able to provide you and also providing that efficiency, that return on your investment, look at this as far as being able to drive efficiency and an effective cost per reach. And this particular service or this particular proprietary segment has really been going over incredibly well. Especially when it comes to the early upfront conversations. Okay, and then I would say another important audience segment that we've helped build off of that Audience Advisor tool is what we call the smart audiences. So we talked about, coverage and reach and efficiency. Now what we're talking about is truly moving business KPIs. So here at Samsung Ads, we're doing a lot of attribution studies with a lot of our OEM customers, as well as the dealership groups, whether that be doing a deterministic sales conversion study with our friends over at Polk, or as well as we're pixeling a lot of websites. So what this has enabled us to do, taking our deterministic information, activations with our customers, and create AI. Okay, AI has been talked about for a good while, and especially going to be mentioned multiple times today, I would bet. But using our own proprietary engine to make look-alike models, and we've seen this gone over incredibly well. And this is let's just give you a use case, not a case study. But like I mentioned before, we're doing a lot of web pixels. And so as we're pixeling particular sites, whether it be for an online retailer, an OEM, or a dealership group portfolio of sites, we're understanding which particular web pages that they're getting to and able to develop those look-alike models. So that's just one use case that we're doing with our proprietary smart audiences. Okay, so the last bit that we said, what our customers need, whether it be from Samsung or any of the other major living room screen partners, is you've got all these bells and whistles, you've got this data, inventory, and access to your advertiser first-party data. What we want to do is give it into the hands of you, the customer. So direct access to our software and systems so that you could play with our data, create your own audience segments, choose which environments and which inventory you want to target those individual folks. So our demand-side platform, the Samsung DSP, has been getting incredible traction and usage, not just within the automotive world, but across different verticals. So again, this is putting all of our assets and the value proposition into the hands of the customers. And for those in this room who work within an organization that you may not have a programmatic team or a hands-on keys team, whatever they call it, you also have the opportunity to work with us directly in a managed service, which we call the Samsung Activator. So this would be access just like you would from a hands-on keys. It's just we're giving you that white glove service, as everybody says. So as I round it out here, hopefully you guys have taken away what we're doing in terms of accessing our scale, helping curate and enhancing audiences, as well as giving them insights into business outcomes and effective cost per reach and things of that nature. So as I said before, really stoked to be here today. Hopefully you took away some good points, and really, again, appreciate Seth and the team to having me here. They say QR codes are the way to go, but if you have any questions, the automotive ad sales team is sitting right over there. And I'm really, I think Kate Fabian is, after myself, our great partners from Hyundai, and I'm really excited to hear that. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Adam. That was great.